Two women, same $200 outfit. One reads as effortless. The other reads as cheap. Which one costs more? You can't tell from the price. You can only tell from 10 visual signals almost nobody consciously reads. And the last one isn't about clothes at all. It's about how clothes change your behavior. Once you notice it, you'll never judge an outfit the same way again. Here's the real question underneath this video. Why does your visual system mistake inexpensive clothing for elegance and expensive clothing for cheapness? Every signal ahead answers that from a different angle. Most people assume the first signal your brain notices is fabric. It isn't. It's hierarchy. Don't listen to me for a moment. Just look at these two outfits. A bag, a scarf, layered necklaces, patterned shoes, all fighting for the same glance, next to one with a single necklace and one structured bag. Your brain has already made a decision. Notice your eyes. They settled on the second one before you consciously chose to. That's visual hierarchy. When multiple elements compete, the eye works harder to process the scene, and that extra effort reads as less refined, not more interesting. Luxury houses solve this differently than most people assume. Their campaigns rarely show more than one statement piece at once. But even perfect hierarchy won't save an outfit if the next signal goes wrong. Fabric bunching at the shoulder, sleeves ending in the wrong place, trousers pooling at the ankle. Freeze the frame on these two photos. Same blazer, one size too big, then tailored to the shoulder. Nothing else changed, yet the tailored one reads as noticeably more expensive when people are asked to guess an outfit's price. Garment lines get compared to body lines automatically, before conscious thought even happens. Fit still isn't the biggest predictor. Something almost nobody evaluates consciously beats it. Before I explain, guess. Which blazer costs $80 and which costs $800? Decide now. Most people choose the wrong one because they're judging color and cut, not the fabric underneath. Shiny synthetic scatters light unevenly. Matte wool or heavier linen absorbs it, producing a calmer surface. Hold both under the same light and the difference is obvious even from across a room. Your visual system was trained on this cue for years, every time you unconsciously compared a cheap raincoat to a wool coat, without ever naming what you noticed. That's usually the $800 one, the matte one. Now something even stranger happens. This is where assumptions form before the garment has even been fully seen. 5 unrelated colors force the eye to process 5 separate decisions. Navy, cream, and camel, same number of pieces, reads as one decision instead of 5. Restrained palettes are processed faster and read as more intentional because chaotic combinations require no real decision-making, while a considered palette signals choices were made on purpose. You'd think more accessories would balance a look out. It's the opposite, and this is where things really escalate. Every extra accessory adds what we'd call visual noise, costs the brain has to process. Past a point, more doesn't read as more luxurious. It reads as less confident, like the outfit needed backup. Remove pieces one at a time until only the essential ones remain. There's one more signal luxury brands obsess over that has nothing to do with objects. We'll get to it, but first, notice what happens when formality itself breaks. A formal blazer with worn sneakers, dressy trousers with a stretched out t-shirt. This reads as confusion, not creativity, because perception relies on consistency. When signals conflict, the outfit reads as accidental, even if each piece is genuinely nice alone. Now, back to that detail. An outfit with no breathing room, collar closed, cuffs down, hem exactly at the ankle bone, can feel dense even when nothing is technically wrong. Open a little space at the neckline, roll a cuff, leave the ankle bare above the shoe. Nothing was added. Space was simply allowed to exist. Open space reads as confidence. Closed space reads as caution. This next signal is almost invisible until you see it, and then you can't stop seeing it. Frayed hems, pilled sweaters, scuffed shoe edges, Faded seams. Observers naturally register signs of wear as signals of age and neglect, in objects and in nature alike. One scuffed shoe can quietly undercut an otherwise perfect outfit. 9 down. Now the one we opened with. The final signal isn't about clothes at all. It's about how your clothes change your behavior. Constantly adjusting a hem, tugging a strap, shifting a collar, all of it signals discomfort, and discomfort reads as off, even when the outfit itself is genuinely correct. Here's the master key. Discomfort doesn't just look bad on its own. It undoes everything above at once. The hierarchy, the fit, the fabric, the restraint. A closet full of ill-fitting, uncoordinated, high-maintenance pieces doesn't just look wrong. It makes you move wrong, and movement is what people actually read first. Someone at ease, shoulders relaxed, walking naturally, is what lets every other signal on this list land. Once you notice that, you'll never judge an outfit the same way again, because you'll be watching how it makes someone move, not just how it hangs. One reality check before we close. None of these are laws. Great style often breaks them deliberately. A designer overloading accessories on purpose. A silhouette left intentionally oversized. But understanding the pattern is what gives you the freedom to break it on purpose, instead of by accident. Here's the sentence worth remembering. Luxury isn't a budget, it's the absence of visual mistakes. Fashion changes every season. Human perception doesn't. That's why we don't just study fashion, we analyze it. Welcome to Fashionalyze. If you learned something new today, subscribe to Fashionalyze. Every week we break down the psychology, science, and visual principles behind timeless style, so you don't just follow fashion, you understand it. Which signal surprised you the most? Tell us in the comments. I read every one. We've linked our recommended wardrobe essentials and style resources in the description if you'd like to explore them. And if you want to understand why some women always look expensive, even in affordable clothes, watch the next video on your screen. It explains the hidden psychology behind elegant style.